Hi, I'm Alex from Bicycle Chain. Today I want to talk you through all the kit you need for longer rides to either get you out of trouble, keep you going, or keep you safe. So we're going to start with the dreaded puncture. I hope you don't get any of these, but sometimes that's life. So what do you need to get yourself out of trouble? We'd always recommend carrying a spare inner tube. At the end of the day, you can patch tubes, but when you're at the side of the road, for me, for the cost of an inner tube, sticking a brand new one in keeps life really, really simple, and you know the tube is 100% okay. For more information on changing the tube itself, watch our other YouTube video on changing an inner tube, but this is just for the kit you need. So, spare inner tube, back pocket or in your bike pack. Some people carry punch patches. These are pre-glued, so if you're fitting a new tube, you don't necessarily need that, but with the pre-glued patches, a lot of people like them as a belt and braces backup. If you do, for any reason, pinch your inner tube or you fail to find the debris in the tyre, and then you puncture your new tube, what do? So either carry more than one tube, or if you carry glueless patches, just you can find the hole, stick it on. I really hope you don't have to do that, but it's there in an emergency. Tyre levers. We don't recommend carrying spoons, they won't do your rims any good. We don't recommend metal tyre levers either, even though they are available. So with these, plastic tyre levers specifically designed for bicycles, so you won't damage your rim. Hook them under the bead of the tyre, pop it off, gets access to the tube and getting the tyre off really, really easy. So it is possible without tyre levers, but on a cold day particularly, always well worth carrying these because your hands might not be working too well by that point. Now, getting air into the tube and blowing it back up again, two options. One is the pump. So straightforward. These do come in different shapes and sizes, and different methods of actually attaching to the valve. So this particular one, really nice and small, comes on a bracket that would fit under your bottle cage. It's telescopic, so you get lots of air relative to the pump size. And the thing I particularly like about this pump in particular is it's on a hose. So when you're at the side of the road and you're trying to blow your tube up, as you get towards the end and you're having to put more and more effort in, with this you don't risk snapping the valve off because the head of the pump is fixed. The pump can move around independently, the valve, it's great. And this does both valve types, car type there, and if you unscrew it and pop it open, that does your Presto valve. So it's got all your bikes covered at home. So that's one option. The other is the CO2 inflator. Now, this is a CO2 cartridge, and the guns come in various different types to blow the tube back up. The CO2 cartridge is a one-use disposable item. They're cheap to buy, £5 for a pair. Now, the pros and cons are with this, as I say, it's one use, so bosh, the tube's back up in more or less an instant to full pressure, and on you go, and you just buy some new cartridges. What I would recommend is use this before you need to, so as in test it at home, not when you've got your first puncture at the side of the road, because if you do get it wrong, CO2's gone, and you don't carry a pump, you are stuck. So make sure you're prepared. If punctures is something that really concerns you and you don't want, or you want to minimise your chances of actually having to change a tube, there are preventative things you can do. So one is slime. Now what slime does is you can either buy it in bottles and it fills the tube, or you can buy a pre-filled tube that you have fitted to the bike. When something punctures the tube, the slime comes out through the hole and it fills the gap, effectively resealing the inner tube. So the great thing with slime is if you even say you pick up a puncture just as you get home and the slime doesn't work because the bike's sat still, you get up in the morning, it's flat, put a bit of air in, spin the tyre, slime will fill it, and away you go. So that's one way. It does have its limitations, mind you. If you really gash the tyre, no amount of slime is going to be able to fill the hole, but it is great for drawing pins, bits of glass, that type of thing. The other, I believe the best preventative measure is punch-proof tyres. So things like on a hybrid, maybe a Schwalbe Marathon Plus, this is a drawing pin proof tyre. So Bontrager do a fantastic line, the AW series for road bikes. You know, there's lots of really, really good options out there that you can fit to your bike, and not guarantee, but more or less, they're fantastic options for pretty much eliminating punctures. So let's have a look at the next category. Okay, so let's have a look at staying hydrated on the bike. Why is it important? A lot of it probably obvious, really. Avoid headaches, you perform at your best, and it's important to stay hydrated. So, carrying water on the bike, a couple of ways you can do it, either on the bike or on yourself actually. So, bottle cages, may seem straightforward. One of the hardest things to do would be to choose a colour, probably. Come in an absolute wealth of colours. This is your classic bottle cage, so top loading. And these hold the bottle really securely. They're great for road riding, or if you've got a hybrid, perfect for that type of bike. This is the side loading cage, so these are better if you've got a very small frame, because you don't have to come in from the top. You can get the bottle right in the side there. So better for small frames. Some people just prefer their operation as well. So the other way of carrying fluid is Camelback. Now this is effectively, in a very simplistic terms, a rucksack with a water reservoir in the back, and this tube would come over your shoulder, and you can pop the mouthpiece in and just suck water straight out. Now, why would you have one of these and not a bottle? Well, if you're mountain biking your bike and you are getting put through your paces, shaking around and so on, the beauty with the Camelback is it's attached to you, so it moves with you. Your water bottles will weigh a fair amount, and obviously the likelihood when you go over rocks and bumps and so on, your bottle is likely to get ejected fairly quickly. So that's the best bet if you're mountain biking. If you're going down the water bottle route, there's a number of choices here. So bottles, straightforward. We've all seen these basic water bottles start at about £3. So simple, nice wide tops. You can get in there and clean it really easily. And your classic popper style top. Something like this, a little bit more sophisticated. So it's an insulated bottle. These come in at around £15, so it will keep your drink cooler in the summer. The other thing I really like about these Camelback bottles is they are self-sealing bottles. So there you have it. That's different ways of carrying water on you or your bike. Okay, so heaven forbid, but what do you do if your bike needs a little bit of adjustment or you have a minor mechanical on the road? Well, Peak produce a series of multi-tools, as do Park Tool. We stock a number of them, but I've picked two examples here just to give you an idea of the size and what they're capable of, really. So something like this, the Mini 9, as it suggests, 9 features. It's a mixture of Allen keys and screwdriver tips. So this is great, particularly I think if you're mountain biking. Let's say you have a bit of a tumble and it bends something round, or you just need to undo something and move it back to its original place, then something like that's ideal. You're going to cover a lot of basic adjustments on your bike. Here we have the Alien 2, which has 26 different features. Obviously, physically much, much bigger, but this is going to cover you for really any roadside or trail repair. This tool's got you covered. So chain splitter is all included. It's a very clever piece of kit. They've really thought about getting as much in it in a smaller size as possible. Really, if you have anything go wrong with your bike, which I hope you don't, but if anything goes wrong and it's beyond the capabilities of this, I think you'd be carrying a whole toolbox with you, so that's worth bearing in mind. But having some form of tool to adjust if you need to is not a bad idea. Now let's take a look at how you carry all of this stuff with you. Okay, so let's look at keeping this equipment on your bike or on yourself. How are you going to do it? Well, these two here are saddlebags, which is predominantly the most popular choice. Keeps any equipment off you, and it's always on your bike as well, which is worth bearing in mind, because you don't want to get out and then realise you've forgotten to pick your tube or phone up or something along those lines. So these are the two extremes of size available. So the Micro, just about big enough to get tube, tyre levers, mobile phone, depending on your choice of phone. That's really a minimalist version. Keep it as light as you can. The large, maybe you want to take a significant amount of food with you. You've really got massive scope with this. There you go. Massive capacity. There are even bigger options available, but that's something that would be an order item. So how else can you carry it? Well, this is your classic cycling jersey. On the back of these, 3 pockets generally, and you can stick your pump, tubes, tyre levers, all your kit in there. Some of the jerseys will come with a zippable pocket just to put those slightly more delicate essentials in there so you don't lose them. Let's take a look at some non-cycling related essentials. Okay, so what else to take? Not particularly bike related, but these are your get out of jail things really. Fully charged mobile phone. Accidents happen. You might start feeling groggy 30, 40, 50 miles from home. This is a good way of getting back if you've got someone kind enough to come and get you. The other thing is cash. Real money, not monopoly money, just in case. Just keep it somewhere on the bike or on you because it will bail you out eventually. Okay, so lastly, what we're going to look at, if you're getting more serious, you're really into your riding and you're riding longer and longer, your ride's getting over 2 hours now, you're going to need to fuel your body and keep yourself going. We won't go into the real nitty-gritty of how this works and so on, but energy products are a really, really easy way to fuel you, keep your energy high, not get into that horrible energy slump where your concentration and your power just disappears. So there's a plethora of products available. I'm going to touch on them very briefly. Energy gels. These are really worth having in your back pocket or your saddle bag anyway. They deliver a massive amount of carbohydrate in a very, very short period of time, and they're really, really easy to get into your system. So this gives you, it's absorbed within 5 minutes, and it gives you about half an hour's worth of hard physical exercise. So if you are out, you've misjudged what you've eaten or you've ridden harder than you thought, get one of these down you, and it brings you straight back up really, really quickly. So they're excellent, really, just as a backup anyway. Energy bars, as the name suggests, they're a sort of kind of cereal-based bar, packed full of nutrients as well. Again, if you don't like the really sweet gels, or you want something proper food to eat, these are a good bet. Energy drink. So this is a powder that you mix with water, and then you're getting not only hydrated but also the energy drink's keeping you going. And if you don't want an energy content, but perhaps you ride in the heat and you want something that really keeps you well hydrated, hydration tabs mixed with water. Again, they don't have a calorie content, but they will keep you hydrated, actually better than water will. It's absorbed into your system quicker, and plus if you don't like drinking water particularly, these are a great way of giving your water a flavour, encourages you to drink and keeps you hydrated for longer. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Have you had a fall at work or at home? I'm a bit lost because we haven't got Bob. I will warn you, Darryl, I spent a lot of that looking at that. You could get inner tubes, sofa, so a small child possibly, product.